This is the Kitchen Sink WP podcast, episode 601.
I program my home computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. We have the technology.
Hello, this is Adam Silvey, host of the Kitchen Sink WP podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, first and foremost, I'm actually not recording from my studio, so this sounds slightly different. It's because I'm on the road, and that is all due to this week's episode. We'll get to that in a minute. First and foremost, upcoming events, no WordCamps next weekend. So sad, but there are none. But as you can tell, my voice also is a little hoarse because of where I was at. That gives you a clue to what we're going to talk about. But moving on, first of all, segment one in the news. One thing to talk about here, Rocket.net has joined Hosting.com to just be that much bigger and stronger. And those who don't know, I talked to Ben about it. I talked to some other people too this past week. So Rocket.net was independent. Hosting.com, I believe, is a, what's it called? Like, I guess an investment company, a fund. They had another company, and then they acquired the Hosting.com domain, and then they also acquired A2 Hosting. So it's a big grouping of now hosting companies that's growing. So pretty cool. Congratulations to Ben and to A2 and Hosting for all that as well. All right, moving on to segment two, the meat potatoes of this week's episode. This week, I'm doing a WordCamp US recap. Yeah, that's why my voice is hoarse. I've been gone all week, and I'm in Southern California now. But it was great to be back at WordCamp US. I missed last year because I was on vacation with my wife. I just landed at JFK. Literally the night before it started. We went to Scotland. I could have figured out the way to get a ticket and someone's couch or a hotel room to crash, but 7-8 days of castles and haggis. No, I didn't have any haggis. I was pretty tired, so I did not go. It was the first WordCamp US I'd missed. Do I regret it? Nope. I don't think I missed anything last year that was too earth-shattering. I'm just kidding. Of course, there was some news last year, but nonetheless, this year it was back in Portland, because WordCamp US does 2 years in a row in the same city. So I was there. I heard that there were about 1,100 tickets sold. Then I dug in a little bit deeper with Marcus from WP.world or WP.world. Yeah, something like that. The real breakdown was 911 tickets sold, 273 were freely distributed. And I think pre-COVID, I could have sworn it was much larger, like double that. But I think it was close to maybe 2,000. I thought it was 3,000 at one point, but Dustin said it was lower. So my memory is a little fuzzy there, but it was bigger back in the day, pre-COVID. And nowadays with geopolitical problems and visas and whatnot and economy, it just wasn't as large. But that's okay. It was great. So how was it? Well, Portland was funky, as I've heard. I've never been there before. I think I was in Portland about 30 years ago when I was doing some work for Apple. But all I remember was being in someone's car, going to get gas, and we couldn't pump it ourselves. Anyway, I arrived on Monday, found some lunch with some colleagues, some WordPress people, and that first night I reconnected with a dear college friend who I have not seen in 25 years. We stay in touch online, Facebook, we text, but we haven't seen each other in literally 25 years. So that was odd, but great. Odd that we didn't see each other. We did the math, but great to catch up. It's a great way to kick off WordCamp. And then basically Tuesday was Contributor Day, an amazing turnout. I hung out with the photos team, and I also managed that morning to sneak in a run because, I like to run I think I did a 5K. Wednesday was Showcase Day. Companies and people got to present 45-minute case studies, not a sales pitch per se, more like, here's what we built, here's what we learned, here's how you can take action on these things, and kind of just to help everybody out. Pretty neat, kind of fun stuff. Thursday and Friday were the classic WordCamp multi-track sessions and workshops. The schedule, which was out weeks prior, looked fantastic. And I really wanted to go, but I couldn't make any sessions. My schedule was odd this year. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. The best part really was seeing so many familiar faces. I haven't seen anybody in over a year since I missed last year's camp. So I've been in WordCamp US in DC, which I was only in attendance for like a day and a half because my wife's birthday was on that day, as it was this year, but Anyway, I flew right back from DC to North Carolina, and then we went on vacation after the camp and stuff. So anyway, also got on a run Thursday morning with a group of WordPress people, which we did also in DC. It's kind of fun to keep that going. We called it the WP Loop because, the loop in WordPress. So it was fun really to lace them up with some fellow runners and WordPress people. And it was just really good. It was about, I think there were 5 or 6 of us. Yeah, pretty good. Cutting to Friday, some additional surprises. I was lucky to take a midday break, reunited with yet another friend from high school who lives in Portland, who we have not seen each other in 20 years. So 2 incredible reunions, really nice. And then Friday we wrapped up, of course, with Matt's State of the Word, the WordCamp talk. He discussed briefly the elephant in the room, if you will, but he didn't really go into it, which was fine. He just said it's going through the courts, and that's that. That's all I will say on that as well. He then dove into some of the growth. Contributions were up, new users are up, but no percentage was given on the overall usage of WordPress. So I'm still guessing it's hovering around the 43, 44%. Then he announced the next WordCamp US locations, even though rumors were back in Portland for some reason, which is odd. They've never done that yet, so it didn't happen. So next year's WordCamp is in Phoenix, Arizona. A lot of people are in the Phoenix area. Carol Stambaugh, who was on that team back at WordCamp Phoenix, was shocked apparently, but happy. But it's both in August. It's on a Sunday through Wednesday. So August in Phoenix, you're going to want to make sure you hydrate. So for anyone bringing swag, bring water bottles, bring ice bandanas. I can tell you right there, as a runner in Phoenix when I was there this past May, yeah, it's going to be warm. And I was in May. This is going to be August. Anyway, so that's kind of crazy. But nonetheless, also WordCamp Asia will be in Mumbai in 2026. So Phoenix, 2026, 2027, apparently. Asia would be in WordCamp Mumbai. And somebody actually asked the question during the Q&A session, when is there going to be a WordCamp, a regional one, like in South America kind of thing? So no answer from Matt was given on that. It's just a matter of trying to figure out who can lead that kind of thing. So in Matt's continuing discussion, the big theme that my takeaway was WordPress and AI. They launched a service called Telex. It's an AI tool. Matt really did seem very excited about its potentials. Videos are not up yet on the WordPress.tv, but keep an eye out, worth a watch, especially that one. It was pretty neat. Some of the demos were pretty neat and interesting and very meta, asking it to build a block and a video about itself and then publish it as a plugin. Pretty neat. So kind of neat stuff. So that's coming. So now I want to mention real quick, I normally grab first-time WordCampers for interviews for this episode. And there were a whole bunch. In the opening remarks, there were a lot of hands that went up. But as I mentioned, schedules didn't line up. And the reason for that is some personal news. After nearly a decade of running Concierge WP, just shy of a decade, I'm winding things down there. I mean, I've been honest about it and transparent. I've been building things in public that didn't go so well in the last couple of years. My parents are aging out a bit, my son's accident, etc. And so I'm talking to a few folks in the community about taking it over. But the real, and the timing of this is the main reason is that back in May, my good friend Jen Miller, who works at another company, reached out to me. I just realized Jen's never been on this podcast and she needs to be here. Anyway, she reached out to me to connect me with Brad Williams over at Web Dev Studios. Brad and I have chatted on and off for over a decade. Literally, it's been over a decade that we've been friends, and we've chatted about opportunities and this and that, but working together. But the timing never clicked until now. So after a few weeks of conversations, they made an offer and I accepted it. So I am now an account manager over at Web Dev Studios with plans to also work on content, some podcasting, some video edits, some video production work as well. Basically the stuff I'm already doing, which I'd love to do, just on a much larger and bigger stage, which is pretty cool. I mean, they are an amazing company. They've been around for 17 years. They do some amazing work on projects. Depth of talent there from the developer perspective is just awesome. It really is. So why did I make the move? Like I said, it's a solid opportunity to learn from some incredible smart people, see how the enterprise WordPress works at scale. It also takes some of the financial pressure off. Like I said, my parents, my son's recovery, and it frees me up, of course, to keep experimenting with some side projects. And that being said, yes, I did just buy 2 new domains last week. Some habits are really tough to give up. Those are going to be coming soon. One of them is in the running space, and the other one is probably more in it's an offshoot a little bit of like a silly little goals, more of a and kind of get stuff going. So anyway, don't worry, the podcast is not going anywhere. In fact, you might even hear more behind the scenes and insights now that I work from a larger team in an enterprise space. So I'm excited about that. So there you have it, my little update from the past week, why my voice is hoarse, my future plans. And yeah, if you want to share anything from your takeaways, if you were at WordCamp US, let me know. I would love to have your voice on the podcast if you want to talk about it. And we can talk about that stuff as well. So I'm looking forward to it. If you have questions regarding enterprise and processes, it's been a fire hose. It's been an amazing 8 weeks, learning a lot. It's the first remote job I've had for somebody else. I've been remote for off and on for 30 years, but that's also different to have a whole team behind you and this group of people that are just really cool. So that's the news there. All right, moving on, segment 3, tip and tool of the week. I'm going to mention Telex. So it's telex.automatic.ai. It's, telex.automatic.ai. Check it out. I'm going to play with it this next week as well. Let me know what you think on that as well. All right, that's it for this week. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use that speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, you can do that. That could be coming to Patreon, buy me a coffee. You can also sponsor the show, form to fill out. I'll get right back to you. We'd love to have you on board here. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right, bye-bye.